Hi, I'm Carrie Toth. I am the author of the Huellas curriculum. I'm a full-time Spanish teacher at Salem Community High School in Salem, Illinois. This is my 29th year teaching, and as you can see, I am in the middle of some units on the board. Spanish 1 is actually, or Spanish 2 is actually doing a unit on daily routines that I have available in Spanish and French for level 2. Spanish 3 just did the social media technology unit from WAS 1, no, from WAS 2, because they took their Apple exam to try and get some seals of biliteracy. And so they needed to know those social media terms. So I stuck it in there. And Spanish 4 is currently doing Mar de Plástico. So I think I decided to record in my room because I know I don't remember if I have this mirrored or not. I am seeing it backwards. I hope you are seeing it forwards. I thought you could see kind of my board. So last week we tested all week long for seal of biliteracy. So the kids were on the computer. Spanish 3 and 4 were on the computer every day last week taking tests. So on Monday, today, we are doing March Music Madness and we are watching El Internado. That's our show. We watch it every Thursday. We watch in Spanish with Spanish subtitles. That's how I have the DVDs. We talk about it in Spanish. Like I break the Spanish down for them a little simpler, especially it seems like when the students are talking, they have a lot better luck understanding the whole conversations. And when it is the adults talking, it's generally topics that they're not accustomed to yet, which is why what we look at with our students is performance and not proficiency, because until they can understand on a wide variety of topics, they are not going to be that advanced level or intermediate high level listener, speaker. They can only do that performance on the topics that they know. So when, they're talking about big people stuff like bills and whatever at the school, they don't know how to answer about that. You'll notice that we have tomorrow, we have a distracted movie talk from one unit and centers from another unit. Wednesday, we are going to do Internado. Again, usually we do it on Thursdays, but I'm going to be at Central States on Thursday. So virtual me is going to teach a couple lessons. I'm gone Friday as well. Woolly Week is coming next week. So we are going to do some woolly nuggets to prepare. And then we are taking 3 weeks to do all 3 lessons in the Woolly Week lesson plans because I love Woolly Week and the 3 songs are awesome. And I can't wait for you to know about them. But also, they're great for different vocabulary structures, and the activities in the unit are so great for proficiency building. So we are going to spend 3 weeks on that. So basically what I'm hoping that you can see, and I'll share my screen with you and share, what my WAS units look like. But what I hope you can see is that this is a curriculum that allows you to be flexible. You don't have to give up the things that you love in order to implement this curriculum and implement it successfully. So if you look, I have all of my little WAS units in a folder. When you get them on Teachers Pay Teachers, they come in a Google folder. But as you can see here, this is my downloaded versions to my computer. These are a mess because these are actually the folders where I keep them when I'm making them. So let's say I decide to do a unit. So we're doing Mar de Plástico right now. We've had a lot of disruptions. So there are some things that I opted not to do in this unit. We actually are completely skipping the final assessment this time because I wasn't going to be here on the day when the final assessment was going to be coming up. And because Woolly Week was starting next week, I thought we would forego the assessment on this one, and then we're going to catch an assessment on the next. I tend to go chronologically through the WAS units. What we have in WAS 1, Bajo la Mesa, is a unit about art, which lets me build on descriptions. I do go through that unit and do every day of activities. But Thursdays, I always do Internado with the kids. And on Tuesday and Thursday, we do sustained silent reading to start the hour. So that unit takes me about 3 weeks to finish because of the things that I work into my schedule. And we have a shorter period on Thursdays because we have a faculty meeting in the morning. We do parecidos and atrévete and the switch. I know that it seems like there's, these are units that don't have that sustainable development goal feeling that you're used to with WAS units. but they each one are great for building a skill. Parecidos is great for talking about past tense and for making comparisons. Atrévete is great for setting goals and what you will do in the future. And the switch is great for learning to make predictions. Those are all skills that will help them move their proficiency up the scale in each unit, so that hopefully, like their performance in each unit, so hopefully we can increase their proficiency by the time they're graduating. Then the units that are kind of based around sustainable development goals include Sirena, where we're talking about the use of language. Like, does language have to be a spoken language? Can coding be a language? Is sign language a language? And they are, but what qualifies as a language to be taught at school, et cetera. So we can actually get into giving and defending opinions. We do recipe talks where we explore some foods, and then we dive into Comer para Vivir, where we talk about different dietary lifestyles. When I do these plans, I do the full unit. What you see there are the things that I do in my classroom. Until the end of the year, I rarely skip over things that are in the unit. I have had, last year, we didn't start right into Huellas 1 whenever they came up to Spanish 3, because they had had a year of hybrid education where they were half at home, half at school. Lots were checked out. We needed to start in some Somos 2 units to help them reestablish some Spanish. So last year we didn't get very far. So then in Spanish 4 this year, I started at the end of Huellas 1 and worked through that before beginning Huellas 2. So and the units, you don't have to go in order. If you want to learn about sustainable chocolate production, the thing is, when we talk about Comer para Vivir, we do talk a little bit about what things are made of, and then you move on to, or what types of dietary lifestyles. So some of the vocabulary and concepts that we do in these 2 units do show up again in this unit, kind of like students should already know it, but they can also build that skill as they go through the unit. They were all originally designed to be standalone units, but we went back and added in some kind of cohesive pieces that would tie them together so that they then became a curriculum. So this is Dame Chocolate. So we do each and every day. I actually vary back and forth between the lesson plan and the hybrid lesson plan, because some of the things that happened during COVID were absolutely horrible. I never want to repeat them. And other things turned out to be great. So we use the Google Slides, but also in the hybrid unit, there's a Google unit hook. So you could have them do this at home, like give them some chocolate, have them do it at home. You may have them do the unit hook. Oh, that didn't pop up for you, I'm sure. The unit hook is a chocolate tasting. And so you might have them do their chocolate tasting in class as this, where they're just moving manipulatives. I would like to eat it every day. Peanut butter and chocolate, or chocolate with caramel. What I like to do is the face-to-face unit hook on this one, because this unit hook, you actually give them chocolate pieces and they try them and they talk about them and describe the chocolate. But if you don't want to buy a bunch of chocolate, we have options in there. So you can jump back and forth between the hybrid and the face-to-face lesson plans. And you can decide what activities you want to do. So look at day 5, it's a class story. I like to tell the class story just off the cuff, but not all teachers like to do that. So we gave you a script, all of the different scripts. There's a rookie, an intermediate, and an expert, where we give you some suggestions for ways you could make the story your own. So that's it. I jump around a little bit. I'm not afraid right now. I just asked my Spanish 3s and 4s where they would like to go for the last unit of the year. And I gave them a few options. So I'm going to let them choose how we end the school year. They're all units I would want to teach them, but this way they feel a little ownership. So I hope this helps to give you a tour of how I'm using Huellas. Thank you for watching.